Hello, and welcome to this slideshow presentation from the Gordon Schools. The focus for our presentation will be for S4 and S5 pupils who are transitioning through the senior phase into S5 and S6 at the Gordon Schools next session. My name is Mr. Gator, and I have the privilege of being the rector at the Gordon Schools, and the presentation will be co-presented by my senior leadership team colleagues, Mr. Dixon, Ms. Rayside, and Mr. Johnson. Mr. Dixon will speak to you about attainment, the curriculum and course choice processes. Ms. Rayside will go on to talk about the role of the SQA and college options. And during the presentation, Mr. Johnson will speak to you about the support available for pupils and families during this process. S4 and S5 pupils will have been through this process before, and very much I understand that the subject choice is the focus. However, it's not simply about choosing subjects, it's also about a pathway. It's about blending subjects together and thinking about what you're going to achieve in school, both in the curriculum and also perhaps extracurricular and with positions of responsibility in the senior phase to help build your skill set and your CVs. These will help you move towards a positive destination when you leave the Gordon Schools. You'll get plenty of support from myself, my colleagues, guidance team, teachers and non-teaching staff around TGS to help you make this transition. Enjoy the presentation and good luck with your choices, folks. Thank you. The aims for our presentation are on the screen in front of you. To begin with, we'd like to place the transition within the context of the Gordon Schools vision and reflect on our recent attainment and progress. We'll then give an outline of Curriculum for Excellence and confirm the rationale behind our transitions within the senior phase. We'll explore the pathways which lead our pupils to secure and positive destinations. And finally, we'd like to give parents, carers, families and our young people the opportunity to ask any questions around these transitions. We can't do that in the normal way at the moment. We won't be having a curriculum evening. However, the final slide will give you an outline of the various ways you can contact TGS to get support. Our vision for the Gordon Schools is together, growing, succeeding. And it's what we aspire to for all our pupils throughout their time at the Gordon Schools. Equally, for my colleagues, both teaching and non-teaching. Please take a moment now to have a look at the vision and see how it might inform you, inspire you, support you for your future choices and the pathways that lie ahead.
In the next few slides, we'll do a brief review of the attainment at the Gordon Schools. One of the key measures that schools are measured against is the number of pupils achieving grades A to D in their S4 year at school. As you can see from the data presented to you, generally the trend is positive. 2020 was a different year as there were no SQA exams that year. Teachers had to submit evidence to the SQA, but you will see that the grades are still very good for that year as well. Another measure we have is the number of pupils in their S5 year group that achieve 3 or more A to D grades. And similarly, as you saw for the S4 slide previously, the attainment is good and it has a positive trend, an upward trend, and also in 2020 the results were good. As pupils move through the senior phase, they will continue to develop their national qualifications and other awards in S5 and S6.
Often we hear schools talk about the curriculum that we offer, and understandably people can be led to believe that that really means the qualifications that pupils get when they leave. But actually, when we think about the curriculum, we should be thinking of it as the totality of the learner's experiences both in and out of school. So it's not just about the subjects that we offer and the qualifications, but it's about the learning that can occur. And we are aware that this can happen not just in school, but out of school as well. And that could be through work experience, through placements, through using our partners such as NESCol, who are North East Scotland College. We also have young people who've engaged with Murray College before as well. As a school, We work hard to ensure that our senior phase include a lot of opportunities to support each pupil's learning pathway. So pupils have the opportunity to engage in wider achievement activities such as volunteering. They also could participate in things like coaching. We have mentoring for violence prevention further through the school as well. We do find it very important to try and give that optionality and to help our pupils into the right place so that they are doing the learning that is suitable for them, so that they are able to progress onto a positive pathway when they leave school. In order to make sure that the learning is as engaging as possible for the pupils and that they are able to get as much out of it, then it is important that we have appropriate differentiation in place and that we're supporting pupils whilst also challenging them with their learning so that we're pushing them on, driving their curiosity and trying to ensure that they're enjoying their time at school. We also find it important to develop resilience. At some point, everybody will be disappointed in how they perform in some aspect. That could be while they're at school, it could be a driving test, it could be something that happens at work. And as a school, it's key that we empower children to develop the resilience to cope with these situations when they occur. We also need to use this to encourage aspiration. So it's that idea of that I'm not there yet, but I could be if I follow these steps and I make this learning occur. At TGS, we firmly believe that our S4, 5 and 6 is for certification. We are aiming to get the pupils appropriate qualifications using our appropriate partners to make sure that they can go on to their positive destination. Within that, we're also embedding the skills for learning, life and work. At the Gordon schools, the majority of the qualifications that we offer are delivered through the SQA. That is the Scottish Qualification Authority. When we're speaking about our qualifications, you'll often hear us speak about the different levels that pupils are currently working at. So within the senior phase, you can hear us speaking about National 3s, you can hear us speaking about National 4s, National 5s, and all the way up to Advanced Higher. Essentially what we're talking about is the level of work that the pupil is being provided with and where their learning's currently at. The structure of the courses is dependent on the level that they're sitting. So for those sitting national qualifications at National 1 to 4 level, then under normal circumstances, they would be internally assessed by the Gordon schools and we get verified on a regular basis by the SQA to ensure that we are meeting their standards. Usually, for the National 5 Higher and Advanced Higher, we would have an external exam that's set and marked by the SQA. However, as I'm sure you're aware, last year and this year, there's been a slight change to that based on the current situation. But I would imagine that in the future, we will be moving back towards those levels being externally assessed. I'm aware that when we're at school, we speak a lot about the level of learning for our national qualifications, but as we are broadening the variety of qualifications that we offer, it's also important to realise that these can be done at the similar levels to our national qualifications that we offer. So for example, we now offer NPAs in a variety of different subjects, and that is a National Progression Award. The benefit of a National Progression Award as opposed to a national qualification is that the assessment is ongoing, so there is not an end exam. We do offer National Progression Awards at different levels, and it is often National Progression Awards that's offered by NESCol courses as well. And when we're speaking about a National Progression Award at level 5, what we're really saying is that the young person is having the opportunity to engage in learning at the same level as National 5. The same can be said for an NPA at level 4. That would be the equivalent of learning at National 4. We can use the Scottish Credit and Qualification Framework to compare the level of learning across different subjects and qualifications. So it can clearly be seen what the next step and what progression is for a pupil by using this framework. This year, I'm excited by the range of different qualifications that we're able to offer at the Gordon Schools. So we are offering our standard national qualifications, but we're also building upon our portfolio of other qualifications. So for example, we're now offering a foundation apprenticeship at level 4, 5 and 6. At each level, there's a different foundation apprenticeship which we offer. So for the past few years, at level 6, which is equivalent to higher learning, we've offered the foundation apprenticeship in health and social care, and we'll be continuing to offer that, hopefully with the same great success that we've had. This year, we are also introducing foundation apprenticeships at level 4 and 5. These foundation apprenticeships are construction and vehicle technology. The benefit of doing a foundation apprenticeship is that it involves both class-based learning and a work placement. It involves continual assessment, so there's no end exam, and pupils are assessed by their engagement with their learning as their course progresses. In that way, it's very similar to a National Progression Award, which also has no final exam, but instead pupils are continually assessed throughout the year. Again, this year, we will be offering National Progression Awards in a variety of subjects, so please take the time to look carefully at the course choices at the different types of qualifications that we offer.
The options process this year will look slightly different. Pupils and parents will be asked to complete pupils' initial choices on online forms using Microsoft Forms. These forms will then be given to the principal teachers of the relevant subjects and the principal teacher of guidance to have a look and see if it's an appropriate curricular pathway for the pupil and it's at the right level. Once this process is complete, parents will be issued with a link and individual pupil passwords and usernames where pupils will complete their final choices.
Whatever choices your young person makes, it is always important to remember that the key ingredients for achieving success in their curriculum remain the same. Firstly, and most importantly, supporting young people to achieve must always be a team sport. It is only through close collaboration and communication between parents, carers, pupils, teachers and support colleagues that we can build the ingredients for success. Learning conversations with our young people are key to this. It is only when young people know where they are in their learning and what their next steps need to be that they can reach their potential. It is also important to stress the importance of hard work and attendance. Developing the ability to focus and work towards a goal and to experience the satisfaction of achieving that goal are important skills both for school and for later life. Finally, it is important that we support our young people to develop resilience. Sometimes things don't go as planned. Sometimes we make mistakes, but the learning and strategies we gain from setbacks are often the most important. It is important that every pupil considers their decision carefully. A number of factors may well influence that decision. Discussions with parents and carers, advice of teachers, future career plans, and of course their own particular strengths and development needs. Perhaps the most important factor which would influence the choice of a particular subject is enjoyment and interest. It's human nature to focus more and work harder on the things which interest us the most. Like learning in general, making these decisions is a team sport, and pupils and parents can seek guidance in their decision making from a variety of sources. In addition to guidance teachers, who will be available for any queries, help and support, a number of very useful websites and resources can help your young person's decision. Later on in this presentation, I will highlight and share links for a few of these resources. As stressed already, it is important that each individual pupil considers their decisions carefully. It is important to remember that friendship groups and indeed teachers may change over time, and also that choices should help you to create a pathway. For those lucky enough to already know what they aspire to do post-school, choices should help to create a progression pathway to that positive destination. For many, choosing a pathway will be about ensuring that they have broad options to draw upon until such time as they are more clear. Progression pathways are simply the routes that completion of a particular subject can open to study that subject at a more in-depth level or to access related courses within that faculty. The examples here are of progression pathways within our Expressive Arts faculty. For further information regarding the content of individual courses, including the progression paths they offer, please access the link below to our website. Under Curriculum, then Course Choice, you'll be able to access a helpful one-page descriptor for each of our courses. As highlighted earlier, there are also several websites which can support both parents and young people in making choices about their curriculum and future pathways. These include Parentzone, which is a wonderful tool not only for helping support subject choice, but also for helping parents to make sense of some of the educational jargon which we teachers try not to, but are all guilty of bandying about. The subject choice tool in My World of Work is a great resource for exploring subject choices and also how these may link to pathways for future careers and/or study. My Kids Career, which provides up-to-date information about trends in the job market, the skills most in demand by employers, and also which sectors and areas are most likely to grow in the future. And last but not least, the Nationals in a Nutshell series, which provides key information about all the national qualifications offered at TGS.
What does the senior phase choice look like for new S5 and new S6 pupils? New S5 pupils will need to choose 5 options from the 6 columns, and new S6 pupils will need to choose a minimum of 4 options from the 6 columns. In addition to this, S6 pupils will be able to access some wider achievement opportunities, as will S5 pupils. Here are some samples of the Microsoft forms that pupils and parents will be asked to complete. In each section there are columns where pupils will make their choices. Please note, if you are an S5 or S6 new pupil and you do not require a choice in a particular column, you can select the No Choice Required option in each column. Pupils are also going to be asked to identify a reserved choice in case that subject is not viable and there aren't enough pupils for a subject to run. In addition to this, you'll be asked to rank each column choice in terms of personal priority. That way we can prioritize pupils that maybe need it for a career or an aspiration in a particular area if necessary.
As part of the senior phase, our pupils have the opportunity to engage with a NESCol School Link course. NESCol is North East Scotland College, and we have the opportunity for our pupils to engage with learning on a Friday at the Fraserburgh campus. This is an excellent opportunity, especially for those pupils who are thinking that they might like to progress to college. It gives them the opportunity to try it out, and it also gives them the opportunity to engage with a range of qualifications that we are unable to offer at the Gordon schools. In order to attend a School Link course, pupils need to complete an application, so it's important that they highlight their interest to their guidance teacher around this as soon as possible. I will be providing more information on the courses that we are offering this year as part of our partnership with NESCol. Pupils also have to be aware that they need to be able to get to the Gordon schools for 10 to 8 on a Friday morning. They will return from campus in time for school transport home. For years, we've had great success with pupils engaging with NESCol School Link courses. Some of the subjects which have previously been offered and are offering again this year include construction, automotive, early education and childcare, health sector, computing, engineering and beauty therapy. We also have a range of new courses on offer as well. Through studying at NESCol, pupils have the opportunity to engage in a variety of different types of qualifications. They do offer national qualifications. They also offer Skills for Work and City and Guild Awards, which are very similar to National Progression Awards in the fact that there's no final exam. They are engaging with foundation apprenticeships, and for some of their courses, they also offer a college certificate. Another benefit of attending a NESCol School Link course is that often it gives priority access to full-time courses, as NESCol are aware that our pupils have already engaged with appropriate learning. As I previously spoke about, a foundation apprenticeship is an excellent opportunity which is now being offered at the school at a variety of different levels. A foundation apprenticeship offers both class-based learning and a work placement. This work placement happens on a regular basis throughout the year and provides pupils with the opportunity to engage in practical learning in the environment of work.
Our pupils that have engaged in foundation apprenticeships before have only spoke positively about this experience and have felt that it's given them a lot to speak about at interview for either university, college or work. Foundation apprenticeships are recognised by universities, colleges and workplaces as excellent qualifications. Depending on the level that the foundation apprenticeship is sitting at, depends on how it's recognised. But if you are thinking about continuing on to college or university, a level 6 opportunity is seen as an equivalent of a higher. Some universities will see it as the equivalent of 2 hires if it is directly related to the subject that's being chosen to study at university. For more information on this, please speak to your guidance teacher if it is something that you would like to find out more about, and go onto the UCAS website to research your possible progression possibilities. In S6, we also offer the opportunity for our pupils to engage with the YAS programme. The YAS programme is the Young Applicant Scheme in Scotland for S6 pupils. It's run by the Open University and involves self-studying a range of different modules which pupils can personalise and choose. In recent years, we've had a number of pupils who've engaged with law in Scotland and also studying more science-related subjects. These do not carry UCAS points, however, they can add weight to a personal statement and show the ability for a pupil to engage at university level learning and self-study.
Thank you for watching and listening, folks. That's the end of our presentation to support you in making your choices in the senior phase transition from S4 and S5 into S5 and S6. I hope you found the presentation both informative and helpful. When making your choices, please remember that when you put them all together, they should be part of a pathway planning process that takes you towards a positive destination at the end of your time at TGS. This might be an apprenticeship, employment, college, university, a blend of these, or even a different experience that you're working towards outside of education and training. You might have questions now or later on once you've had the chance to think about things and discuss your ideas with family and friends. If that is the case, you've got plenty of options on how to contact us. You can email your guidance teacher. Email to the address on screen now, gordonschools.aca@aberdeenshire.gov.uk, or call us on 01466 405 990. Thank you very much and good luck everyone. Goodbye folks.